I got hired. Yeah, I got a job offer from the treatment center, so that's very exciting. I'm just hoping everything goes well with onboarding. And yeah, I was looking at scholarships and stuff this morning because you know that the finances have been hugely stressful in the last semesters. And most of this scholarships require a 3.0 GPA, which right now my ACC GPA is like 3.6, but my Texas State GPA last semester was like 2.0 or something like that. And this semester it's looking better, but it's still, you know. So since a lot of these scholarships only count, actually some of them count your previous GPA, but a lot of them only count your GPA from Texas State. And grad school is probably also only going to count the GPA from Texas State, so most of my attention right now is just getting those finances in order so that I can put more attention and time into my academics and into my health and wellness, but you know, also into my academics. This has been such a scramble. This is just, this whole vlog is just a PSA to be like, if you're following your dreams and you're on your path and everything is super scary and like messy and doesn't make any sense, just stick it out, because it was probably about a year, or no, it was about 6 months of that for me. 6 months to a year. And now I have the opportunity and the time to get my GPA back where it is. I'm getting a job that actually pays my bills, and I did have to take out a loan and miss classes. And I genuinely just got an email from my math professor because I finally sent him an email talking about how everything has been. Well, I have not been able to study because the library is closed and my computer broke down in my car, and I never like telling people that stuff because I just want to handle it. But I have not asked questions in class after a certain point of time because I felt that he was disrespecting, not really disrespecting me, but I felt very humiliated, and I felt like I couldn't ask any more questions in class, and so I was failing. I requested him to reopen the homeworks for me, and I did say, hey, I have a disability, I have a learning disability, I have some mental health challenges, and that's always really hard for me to admit because I just don't want to seem like I'm making excuses, you know, even though I don't believe that, but it can just feel like, so long story short, I emailed him, and he was so nice and understanding. Offered to open up all the homeworks that I had missed, that we can redo them. And I'm wondering if he did get more feedback from other students as well, but yeah, so I'm gonna meet with my priestess who has been helping me with math more, and I'm thinking and hopeful that I might actually be able to pass. Well, move around your hours based on your school schedule. That was something else that I was having trouble with the Boys and Girls Club where I work right now, is that your schedule is your schedule and they cannot change it based on your hours, your school hours, but this treatment center works around your hours. I had a game night last night with my ACC Psych friends and the queer deconstruction group that I have online. We haven't met in a while because my Wi-Fi is kind of wacky. So we got to chat about school stuff, chat about all that. That was really nice. Really trying right now in my life to be more relaxed about my partnership and my friendships. When I'm stressed out, I can get very graspy. This person is cute. Anyway, can get very graspy about connections and partnerships and stuff. And that just stresses me out. Like I'm like trying to make some forced connection or hanging out when I'm not feeling good. And then they can feel that and they're not feeling it. It's just, so I've really been trying to let things flow a little bit more. I have to figure out what I'm doing this summer still, because I have a job opportunity to do this summer camp at the Boys Girls Club, and I have an opportunity to do the summer camp at Austin Wilderness Project, and so I'm gonna have to figure out which one of those to do, and I'll talk to you about that later because I gotta go to work. But I did have to take out the $7,000 student loan, which which I didn't want to do, but it felt like a smarter choice for me than just pausing school, dropping my classes, and trying to figure stuff out from there. And I think that I made that right choice. Because now I'm having a job, I'm getting paid more, and so I can start making things towards that loan now and getting back on my feet again. So I'm blaming all of that safety on this little guy that my friend Lee got me. When I christened this car, I christened him St. Christopher, and he has been keeping me safe. He's still alive, shockingly, and he's had me run into some really cool people along the way. Okay, gotta go.
Racism, bigotry, etc. Advocate for change. Once again, even though we have cynical
Exam 2, where we have y equals 1/2 by negative 26 by negative.
The first time in a year since being here that I finally got up my artistic courage to go somewhere new and try going out downtown for dancing, because I really need to dance. It's a Monday night and I guess everything's closed. I think the Mark might open later. I assume it'll be crowded, but I'm gonna try because I'm ovulating and I definitely need to dance somewhere hilarious. That's the urinal. With the beautiful lightning. So what I want to say mostly is the downloads that I got, which is ask in the group chat. I need to ask in the group chat about if people want to get a house in Austin and do this shit, you know. Only like $600 to $700 per person for the 2-bedroom with a 3-bedroom less, and see if people want to live together and do this shit. The other option being ground floor of an affordable housing apartment complex. I toured one recently, but like I didn't like the vibe. It was the second floor, and I need to go with my gut a little bit more when I don't like the vibe, because what that means is I'm not gonna like the vibe forever. Whoops, my turkey fell out. And that doesn't mean that that's being dumb. Another download on this festival was listen to your heart, not your mind. Because your mind can convince you of anything. Your mind is a load of bullshit. Whoa. Both just experientially and basic things of the mother goddess and all that, but also your mind. This is way too salty. Your mind doesn't actually make any decisions for you. Your heart does, and then your mind tries to make sense of the decision that your heart already made. So yeah, you have to be listening to your heart. I have a folder that I might show you, a little show and tell or something about the I was too salty turkey soup, but about I did a little workshop that had to do with meditation and writing affirmations from your heart space, not from your mind space. I think how she described it in one moment was, it's almost like this is truth and this is fear. And that may sound like BS, but I don't believe it. That's not BS. Yeah, I think people can do spiritual bypass. They can, but that's not what this is. This is, my neck hurts a lot. This is more about your intuition knows what's good for you. And if you ignore it, you're going to go throughout your life being like, why am I not happy? I did all the things that made sense, but you didn't do the things that were going to make you happy. Surprise, surprise. I'm fulfilled. So, that's why I've been depressed, is because I'm doing nothing. Like I'm seeing Jonathan occasionally, right? Other than that, I'm doing nothing that I actually makes my heart happy or fulfilled. I'm only doing things where I have to restrict all these parts of myself. And so, yeah, keep moving from your heart. So that's getting this house with people, and also needing to go ahead and prioritize timely care, which is a service through my school for a health coach they have on there. Oh, my neck hurts so bad. And then what was the other one? There was another wellness one. I think it was just getting a journal for writing down wellness stuff, because I used to keep a really nice journal with a bullet journal, and I just got off track because it didn't seem rational. But it really helps me. And I met a massage person there who was like, you need to be getting massages. If you can't afford it once a week, get it once a month. And so I think that I tried that at one point, and it took me so long to find the right massage person that it drained the bank account very fast. But this person's pretty good, and see what she can work with me with. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. Just seeing people sharing and giving and being family. It's the opposite of an individualist mindset. It's people coming together and just creating this environment. There was a few people who you could tell are not used to this festival. They came in from out of town. No shame to them, because I don't know what they were going through, but they were on their phones. They were kind of laughing when the ritual stuff was happening, they didn't understand. But the power of everybody else who did kind of overpowered that. And also, obviously, the powers that be, the guides and the gods, and the elements overpowered it as well. But yeah, I had some downloads about letting people be. I've just been having this big anxious attachment reaction with Jonathan recently, kind of with my friends too, honestly, and a clinging kind of energy. And it's hard to not do that, but at the same time, year I felt so many of my needs met that I was just kind of feeling about letting people be, you know? Just letting people be. Letting people be. And if someone's not resonating with you, not meeting your needs, like back up, take a break. Go find someone who does. I don't mean that in a sexual way, although that's fine too, for me. But like, find some people here who, finding some people here who really have the availability, the interest to play with me, you know, like, and have the space for me to show up in a weird way. Sometimes I need to be in a space where I breath, and slow movement, and grounding, and the space to like process my feelings, and not like, not everyone has space for that. Like, my partner is very busy. And I'm busy, and sometimes our relationship can't meet that need. Like, I cannot just be my flowy self and connect with them while staying really rooted, because they need, you know, in order for us to connect, we have to schedule something, we have to both respond, but they're also like that, right? We're both kind of like that, which is cool. We get each other, but like, have trouble planning things. I think we're both very like in the moment. Hold on. We're both very like yeah, like in the moment, and like yeah, and that makes it like, that means that sometimes I have to step outside of myself to get to meet them and hang out with them, and I don't have the capacity to do that. So we're at a stalemate, and I have to you know, I have to be in a dysregulated energy just to meet up with them. And that's exhausting. And so when I can come to these spaces and be with people where we get to have a lot of time together and slow time to acclimate to each other and just do parallel play, is so nourishing. I can't even begin to describe it. So, but it reminds me how nourishing it is to let someone else seek their joy and their experience. You seek yours, and then meet when you meet. The best moment, or no, one of the best moments, the moment that just happened. This lovely person, I love this dancer so much. I love dancing with him. He does this kind of primal thing, and I remember dancing with him at my first Contact Improv. and he just like grabs you and growls and like acts animalistic, and I got to do that with him. We just matched each other, and it was so good. Like dancing and all this stuff is intuitive to me. That part where you're learning it and that stuff is harder. I usually just mimic people, but a lot of it's just intuitive movement, and so I got to be so primal. And we just and he just picked me up and like was throwing me around, and I just got to be like and it was, some of the people around us were like but it was so healing and so good. I think about that all the fucking time. But he was there, and he was dancing with this young boy. Not a young boy, a young man. That was the man, and it just, all of their movements reminded me of me, which has made me feel expressed and represented and seen. But the boy had pulled his shirt up over his head to where he's like, he had this little like spicy top, and he was, one of the boys, like a smaller boy, not the growly primal guy, was, you know, dancing and being very like flirtatious, but also like primal, and was like, you know what I'm talking about, and was like, and then the larger guy was just not larger, but you know, not as small, was like primal, like energy, like getting, and they were in sync, and just the give and take, go, and you know, at some point they were on the floor, and he's picking him up with his feet, and all of this like sort of acro / jiu-jitsu climby, you know, and then the whole time the guy was, you know, titrating that flirtatious energy, and you know, doing stuff, and it was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. So playful, so juicy, and it made me feel so validated, because that's the fucking shit that I do, but it's not any specific dance, you know, it's basically primal yoga, and I love it. Some of the stuff that I do can be classified into contemporary, but I just don't do specific dance moves. I do, it's so expansive, so much more expansive than that. So that boy, it was so queer and primal and just free, so full of laughter. Like, I don't know either of these guys' sexualities. I know that, but I know that they were dancing, and neither of them were like stereotypically gay or anything like that at all. That's what I loved about it, is that they were just incorporating so much of just their raw energy. You know, that's the thing that's bothering me in my world, is people putting it into a box, and am I this, and am I that, and am I blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what if you just went into a room, met other people, and played with their energy, and it had nothing to do with anything, and just what shows up for you when you're moving freely, what comes out of you, and it doesn't need a label, it doesn't need a, yeah. And so seeing them playing was just so cute and so just nourishing. Because that's the contact jam that I want to be in, motherfucker. So that's the last thing that happened to me before I'm about to head out. And that glow that you get sometimes with people and things, don't take it lightly. That's a big fucking deal. Chase the sun, follow the sun. We said gratitude to the sun. the fire in our bellies, and acne. You know, we said gratitude to the rain. Follow your heart is not just a metaphor. You gotta do it. And if you don't know where your heart's leading you, maybe it's leading you to Dragonfly Fest 2025. So, I feel so good. I feel so dropped in and loved and nourished and nurtured and welcomed into all of myself. A big part of festival, though, is festival integration. So I am, a big flip that flipped for me and helped me is I am scared to go home because I have such depression at my home. Oh, in a Texas state. But this place flipped a switch in my brain where it was like, that's not your home. This is your home. This is your home. You're just there for a little bit while you're getting some resources to help your community. This is your community. That was magnificent. And yeah, the integration part is getting on timely care, getting a therapist so I can do EMDR. Getting my notebook so that I can, journal my yoga and stretches and resource collection for this. Because when I graduate, I'm not going to be doing yoga at the pool at a nonprofit in town. I'm going to be doing this. Okay? Unless I have control over my yoga at the pool and I get to include prayer and ritual. I'm going to be doing this. Festivals. Coven. Community. My favorite is in between workshops and in between spaces when they just had so much. I don't even know if I want to talk about this. This is so sacred. There were so many sacred moments in between stuff where people just breathed and honored. And there was a moment when someone went up on the microphone and was like, we need to take it's 4:20, we need to take 10 minutes, we need to do 3 alms and take 10 minutes of silence for the cannabis plant. And everybody in the room did it. And they said the alms and just took 10 minutes of silence. And that is, it's so beautiful. And so, yeah, the integration is the notebook is the timely care is the messaging people and seeing if they want to get a room, get a house together, and massage. Moving back here and remembering that this is home, baby.